Labor Day weekend. No, I do not want to talk about how many people got shot, how many people got killed in Chicago. No. I want to talk about Duke the Jeweler, up and coming entrepreneur. His real name, I believe, is James Cross. One of my homegirls says she knows him personally, knows his family, and her daughter does too. And, called me, told me about this story. Tragic. I am so tired of us. We can't have nothing. No Nipsey Hussles. No, none of that. Jealousy. Envy, y'all must understand. They could have easily. Now, Duke the Jeweler, he was in Houston. Bootsy, the rapper, released a statement saying partially what happened. He didn't say much. But my thing is this. Man, he wasn't but 28, 29 years old, young man, just now making it. Now, I went to his Instagram page, and yes, he was flossing his jewelry, but that's what he does for a living. He's promoting his jewelry because that's what he's selling. So you can't say, hey, he shouldn't have been flossing. Let me pull out of here. You can't say he shouldn't have been flossing because that's what he did for a living. So he had to promote his business. And plus, he's young, man. I give youngsters, man, a time or two to be flossing. But it's a tragedy. Somebody said in the comments, all these jewelers, Jacob the Jeweler and all these jewelers, and none of y'all ran up on them. And that's true. You'll run up on any and everybody else. We'll let them ride. In fact, when I used to certain areas where I go film crime scenes and whatnot, when I was shooting the Chicago Way documentary, we would let them walk all in our community. But everybody looking at me like, what are you doing? Dude, I'm doing the same thing he doing. We our own worst enemies, man. We can't have nothing, man. And to be honest, man, I've had it, man. Man, y'all see me, man. I go to a restaurant or a sports bar in my own communities, and it's all hate. I go to a restaurant in their community, it's all love. Hey, buddy, hey. They throwing the peace sign. Y'all can see them in the background. Sometimes they jump in my video. I go to one of our spots, and it's all mean mugging. And here's the thing. They could have just shot this shit. They could have just robbed this young man. But they know he would have got back on his feet and it wasn't about the jewelry. It's about jealousy and envy. Here go a young man about to make it. That's what they was sad about. They could have easily just robbed him. He wasn't. If he's an entrepreneur coming up, he's gambling with Jay Prince and Boosie the rapper and making jewelry for them. He's probably got out the streets. So even if he would have known who did it, he probably would have just chalked that up as a loss and took that loss. He probably would have just been like, all right, have it. He probably wouldn't have been on no retaliation stuff where you had to kill that man. It's a tragedy, man. I'm just so sick of us, man. We can't have no more Nipsey Hussles in our community. We can't. Y'all could have easily ran up on Nipsey Hussle 4-5 deep. You could have got your homies and beat them up real bad and left it alone. Nah, didn't want that because you so envious of him about to take care of himself. And I did a show about a brother in Dalton that had his own business, just had opened 2 businesses. They robbed him for his jewelry and probably got $500 for it. Risk life in prison over $500 worth of jewelry. But this young man probably had $20,000, $30,000 worth of jewelry. But was that worth that man's life? I can't stand the thief. You got the same 24 hours a day as he does. You could have asked that man, hey, dog, let me get a job, bro. Instead of doing that, we'd rather kill somebody so they don't have it. We so jealous. We so envious of the next man. We won't even ask, hey, bro, let me get a job, homie. Let me come up with you. Let's make these millions together. No. We are so jealous and envious. We'd rather take his life so you don't come up and he don't come up. So great, we happy. Nobody comes up. on everything. I watched it. I watched people who made it like, okay, cool, man, why don't you work for me? And people want to, nah, I want to be the boss. Man, you can't be the boss right away. You got to be a follower first and then work your way up to the boss or work your way up to the top. It's a tragedy, man. Anyway, I'm going to have my own girl on that say she know his family or know him or whatever. I'm going to have her on the show tomorrow, man. Y'all check that out tomorrow morning. I'm going to have her on as a guest. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my homeboy that saw me, that recognized me yesterday. I think his name was Darrell. Anyway, man, shout out to the brother, man. Appreciate you, homie. Shout out to our own girl that recognized me the other day, too, man. Appreciate y'all.